the Proud Cat Lover, and today we're going to be doing a series of videos right now of Crested Gecko care. So recently I made a new video and I didn't like how it turned out. I didn't like it at all. So I figured I would do a different kind of approach to this. So each video is going to talk about just one way to take care of the Crested Geckos, and then I will make a playlist and put every video in there so that you can watch the playlist and they'll start on their own instead of you have to click on every single one. So here we have Magma with us just to kind of have a gecko to get into the spirit of things, and I decided that an adult would be a lot better to hold than a baby, because I can go 30 minutes to an hour holding Magma and he doesn't care, as where a baby tops out around like 5 minutes before they're just done. So this episode we're going to start out with the basics. So this one's going to be about temperature and humidity, and then the next one, of course, I'll tell you then. So temperature-wise, Crested Geckos like it to be more around 68 to 75 degrees. 75 being max. I personally would not suggest going any higher because it can really put a strain on their body, especially if it's really dry in the room as well. During the day, you want humidity to be around 50%, no lower. Because if it gets lower, especially like in the winter, if you have a heater running, you can definitely mist in the morning as well and not just at night. Because if it's dry during the day and it's drier than 50%, then you definitely want to give them just a couple sprays. Just to kind of tide them over till the evening. Crested Geckos are nocturnal, so they're going to be more active at night. That's why you want it to be more humid at night when they're more active. Also at night, being that they're more active, they will be getting drinks from misting. You of course always want to offer a water dish with fresh water, but they like to lick water off of leaves and stuff, different decorations in their terrarium. So, you know, just spraying at night is pretty important. So humidity in the evening should be anywhere between 80% and 100%. You don't want it to be real low in the evening just because, like I said, that's when they're most active. And especially, they like to shed at night just because of activity and whatnot. So you definitely want it to be humid enough for them to shed. Even if they are shedding during the day, as long as it's around 50% or a little bit higher, that's okay. But you definitely want to allow for a dry out period. So that's why you want it to be around 50 or 60% during the day. That's why you don't want it to be 100% or 80% during the day. Because you need that dry out period so that it doesn't get mold growing, so they don't get respiratory infections, which actually I think happens when it's too dry. So, but I think they can probably get a type of cold, because I think I've heard about it before. It's not as common, but it's just not good for them to get too wet. It can also cause fungal infections if it's too wet all the time. So, as long as you have a reliable hygrometer, which I will show you real quick what that is. Okay, I had to fight this thing just to get off. This is the one I use. So, it's going to be backwards to me, but hopefully it won't be backwards to you guys. I'm going to put him on my shirt here real quick. Get up there. Okay, so this here is from Pangea, and it says Pangea DTH 100, which you'll see down there. This costs pretty much $12 on Pangea. It's the most reliable one I've ever found. It has a 6-foot long probe, which the probe looks like this here. It's just plastic. And like I said, it's got a 6-foot long cord. This just runs on a battery, which is inserted right here. But anyway, it's got a clear. It's got the max, which tells you like the most. If you hold it down, it tells you like the highest and stuff that it reached that day. And then you just hit clear to clear it out to start over. There's a Celsius and Fahrenheit reading on here. But this tells temperature and humidity all in one, which is really nice. So I would definitely suggest having a reliable one. Now I did have one out of the 7 I have. One of them was faulty and doesn't work. So, I mean, 1 out of 7 is really good. So, I mean, 6 worked and 1 was faulty. So, most of the time you're not going to have problems with them. But you always want to have a good working hygrometer and thermometer so you know the accurate temperature and humidity of your tank. So anyway, that is all we're going to discuss for the temperature and humidity. So stay tuned for the next episode if you want to learn about housing. Thanks, guys.